welcome to Andy's 3D Views, ideas on how businesses are dramatically and demonstrably different. And you've caught us at lunchtime, where we are actually having a dramatically and demonstrably different lunch with the Tiffin Company. I'd like to introduce Daniel, who's going to tell us a bit about that.
Yes, indeed. My company is the Tiffin Company. Our whole company revolves around the Indian concept of the tiffin, which you can see here, really. I mean, what we necessarily do is we don't necessarily do Indian food within there, although it is part of our menu. We try and do things which are as quirky as possible in there. And from that, I mean, for example, meat and potato pie, which Andy's eating now. I'm eating a Hungarian pork dish, and Jill, who was sat here, was eating some Turkish meatballs. So we try and fit a range of different foods and cuisines within our tiffin.
Okay, and obviously, you know, one of the key things for me about dramatically different businesses, they often come up with things that are dramatically and demonstrably different, which is sort of characteristic 3. Where did the idea come from, and how did you develop this?
Oh, in my previous career, I mean, I worked a reasonably high level in the corporate world, and I was exposed to the tiffin during what I would typically say is another monotonous business lunch. And the idea immediately stuck with me, and I didn't necessarily see it as a viable business option, but I fell in love with the concept of it. So literally I just popped out, the first opportunity I got, purchased a tiffin, took it home with me. If we fast forward a couple of months, I was just literally an epiphany moment, really, when it was sat on my mantelpiece, and I thought, that's pretty cool, and decided that we can do something in the business world.
Okay. And how did other people react to that idea then? Because again, one of the things I often find that people are quite innovative, come up with ideas. They have people around them going, oh, that'll not work, or if it's that new, how can you persuade people to take the idea on?
Yeah, that was a massive challenge. Indeed, more so than one of the biggest challenges was convincing my father, which was quite interesting. Right. Because he's an entrepreneur in his own right, but over in Turkey. And he'd always fought against me being an entrepreneur because he'd seen the struggles that he'd been trying to go through. And so probably the most difficult person to convince was my dad. But yeah, I mean, you did get a lot of scepticism involved in it, but as soon as I sat them down and I taught them through my plan and my strategies and to the range of applications which we could use the tiffin, then I think people backed us, really. And presumably
once you suddenly people do see it and experience it, it is by definition something that people remark about, they talk about to other people.
I mean, but when people purchase things from us, they're not necessarily just purchasing food, they purchase a whole experience.
Absolutely.
Our big target market at the current point in time is the corporate world. I mean, corporate catering. I mean, as you can see, I mean, it's a social event more than anything. I mean, it breaks down barriers. We did a breakfast meeting the other day, which is an internal networking meeting where the typical attendee wouldn't be comfortable networking or in its guise, which we all recognise. So we did, instead of one tiffin for one person, we did one tiffin for 2 people. And it helped break down barriers and it encouraged a bit of debate between 2 departments, and that was a joy to see.
Okay, so you're actually using this as it's not just the food, it's the whole experience that comes with it.
Oh, completely, yeah, exactly. And we were talking a little bit about it earlier in terms of the range of applications which the tiffin and we've been able to exploit. And that goes through from not necessarily just putting food in there. I mean, we sell the tiffin as a commodity. I mean, we sell that to a number of different retailers, and each retailer uses it in various different ways.
Okay. And in terms of getting ideas, where do you get your ideas from? I mean, obviously you've come up with this idea about making it work, but you're telling me about other ideas to make enhance this. Where do your ideas come from? How do you make innovation work in your business?
The ideas come from something as simple as a dream which I have in the evening. I mean, I always sleep with a notepad and pen next to me.
Right, okay.
And so if something's troubling in my mind and I can't sleep, I'll just get up and write it down. All right the way down through to walking down the street and thinking, oh, that's cool. Okay. How can we work with that? And constantly, I never thought of myself as a creative person. I mean, I've always been comfortable looking at spreadsheets and financial forecasts.
Okay, interesting.
But if you fast forward 18 months from when I left employment, I'm massively creative, and it's just a case of being able to open that and admit to yourself. So you find ideas from anywhere. I mean, in terms of our business, we have what's called the ideas board, where literally we encourage our staff to come up with ideas, and we can go through that, and we can categorise each idea and put them within the building blocks to reach our end strategy, our end goal. Okay.
So obviously you're on a journey, you've started this. What does the future look like? Where does this go next? It's something that's working, it's very successful, people are talking about it, remarking about it. What are you doing next? What are the steps for you in the future?
Well, the steps for us in the future, we build the business towards being able to make it a franchisable model.
Okay.
We're well on the way to being able to do that. But also, touching on what we were talking about earlier about innovation, we want to innovate and actually take the Tiffin to the country as a whole. And so we can do that in various different ways, like the biodegradable Tiffin will be massive in 2012. The actual retail of the Tiffin as a unit itself will be massive. While all the while continuing to grow within Sheffield, and we do work in Manchester, Leeds. We've done an event in London as well. So all those things are really exciting times for us, and the challenge will be to be able to continue to develop at the rates equal in each different sector which we operate in.
I understand. So how do people find out about you? This is fantastic stuff, I love it. I can tell other people about it, but how can people find out about you?
Really simple. It's simple. Our website is thetифfincompany.com, and on there you can find our day-to-day daily menus, which you can order, and we can deliver straight there. So you don't have to have an interface with any of our staff. You can simply put your order in, and we can get it there. Or if there's something a little bit more challenging, or an event that you've got coming up, by all means drop us an email or a call, and we can work together to be able to bring the Tiffin to you. We're also on Twitter, which is @TheTiffinCo, and we're also on Facebook, which is the Tiffin Co. on Facebook as well. That's our fan page as well. So there's a multitude of different medias which you can get in touch with us.
Okay, that's fantastic. Well, I know it might be traditional of me to have meat potato pie, but it is fantastic, and the whole way it's been delivered, and the whole concept is dramatically and demonstrably different. Daniel, thanks very much.
No,
and I'll enjoy my lunch. Thank you.